Hello, how are you? Haven't been here in a very long time. I think I'm just only doing like a video a month. Well, to be honest, I don't really think about talking, which is very concerning because the only time I'm talking is when I'm here at a lengthy period of time. And I guess mutism is a very specific trait. Oh, I really shouldn't be lying down when I'm talking because I feel like if I'm talking lying down, I definitely feel the laziness sinking in, and I just don't want to say anything. Right now is we are a Friday, so whatever day this is being posted is the day that I recorded it. I'm in the kitchen because it's still daylight, and it is, but the sun is gonna set within like 2 hours or something. But right now it's so bright, and we have had been having a lot of overcast weather lately. So actually, it's probably good just to talk outside. Hey, because talking outside is actually going to be better. My baby. I haven't eaten anything today actually. So we're gonna turn off. I was kind of baking. No, I'm not baking, but I'm refreshing a bread. No, two loaves of bread. I was going to just do everything inside. This is definitely, see, this is why I have this channel so that I don't have to worry so much about whether I'm doing things right or not, because this channel is just for me to talk and have fun. We are gonna be outside. Okay, I'm gonna get my chair. This is probably like as much sun that we've been getting in the past, like, I don't know, a week or two or something. This is like the most sun that we've got so far. Oh, I can't see bloody thing. I'll get let's get like my sunglasses or something because I can't see a thing. But it's good to sit outside, I suppose. This is a very messy vlog. Can you see me? uh why is this like that? A very messy vlog. Let's get some sunglasses. I There's not much to report, I guess. I'm just exhausted. I'm on my period. I'm coming off of my period. I feel like coming off is like it's a it's a disease. Like I'm sick and right now I'm coming off it. Um, Also, I am starting something that is very Chinese. I've started putting incense, like lighting up incense and stuff. I'm growing desperate. I can't, because I'm too exhausted physically. I can't do that physically. So I'm like, I'm amping my spiritual practice. Not really. I went to, like there is a vlog in the vlog channel when I went to the Vietnamese corner store in Haymarket. They sell joysticks. There are a lot of Chinese Asian grocery shop that sells this, so it's not like they are the only place that actually do it. So when I was there, I'm like, oh, a joystick for $4. All right, I'll buy them. So you get like a big bundle. And I'm still using it. When I was a child, my dad used to like pray with incense and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll break my cycle of um, sickness and poverty. I'm laughing because it sounded really ridiculous, doesn't it? It does. And it probably won't lead to anything, but I don't know. It's just a whim, something that I bought, and then now I am continuing practicing. It's kind of good because every time I light an incense, I'm like, help me, help me, God, help me. So it's like the repetitive thing, I guess. The ritual is what's comforting, I guess, at the end of the day, which is what religion is. At the end of the day, is the religion is basically when you go and you do and you practice the same thing over and over again. It has some kind of meaning, and you remember the meaning. Like in Jewish, the oh my God, the sun is really burning me. You know, like the festival of light is basically you bringing light into your eyes, into your life, and you know the invitation of light is similar like that. And the symbolic of it, you know, in Christianity, the cannibalism ritual, which is the mass, which is like, here, take my body, my blood and body, which is like what we have in the communion, like the blood and blood of Jesus Christ. And with the incense, it's more like you are trying to kind of like ascend to the spirit with the smoke. So your prayers are basically going into the spirit for your ancestors and stuff. Like, to be honest, I am quite removed from my root, which is the Chinese heritage, mainly because many of my Chinese diaspora brothers and sisters, we are quite removed generation wise, maybe like four, five generation, third generations down the line of the original Chinese people that basically migrated out of China. I'm one of those people. Um, but I think as I get older, I think biology is leading me back to the Chinese roots, even if I don't like it. It's like, you know, it started very slow. It's like, okay, you can't eat what the Western people eat. You have to eat what your ancestors eat, because otherwise your body is just going to go blah, and it's just going to be really bad for you. So, you know, you switch back to what they eat, which is mostly, in my case, meat and rice and a little bit of vegetables here and there. And then my body got better, felt better and stuff. And then you kind of moved on, and then, you know, and then you started going, in my case, going back into the Chinese tea things. And it was better because I'm like, okay, I really like this. And then, you know, slowly things just keep going further and further back. And in your case, your future is being presented with a lot of your Chinese ancestry roots, even if you don't particularly consciously look for it. I guess it's just like your biology gravitates towards it. It understands where it came from, even without the leadership of your brain, which in my case have been nurtured by Western societies and media. Also, am I talking very monosyllabically, like monotonely? I feel like I haven't spoken since the last time I spoke to you guys, which whatever, like 30 days ago. I just saw because you know, on YouTube, like they actually tell you how many days ago since the last video was uploaded. So yeah, so this channel is mainly for me to talk because I don't talk at all, like at all. And also I realized like I as part of the neurodivergent community, I think this is pretty common, which is like you kind of doubt whether you are neurodivergent, or whether in my case I'm autistic or not. Because you know, when I was younger, I like when I the word younger, I mean like a decade ago, or maybe um un, or a decade and a half ago, I didn't have the symptoms of what a very stereotypical ASD person would have. But recently I realized, like, as I grow older, the sensitivity is actually heightened, and what used to not bother me as much bothers me a lot now. And I realize the thing that have changed is not the outside but me. It's like my hearing now is becoming a lot more sensitive, and I am a lot more um, dysregulated by what I'm hearing. Well, in the past, I wasn't as much. It's like, when I can hear the electricity, or when I can hear the way appliances sound like, I could hear whether it is struggling or not struggling. And when it is struggling, I am struggling too, because I feel like, oh my God, what is it going to do now because it's struggling? So and I'm not talking emotionally. I'm talking like, there's a sound, specific sounds that is quite attached when it's struggling. It means like there's parts inside the machine or whatever that is not working well, and it does sound different, but it's extremely subtle for outsiders. I think for people that don't have that particular frequency of hearing. So now it's bothering me. Sometimes I lose sleep over it. Like, if the fridge sounds funny, if the dryer sounds not normal, it's like I could pick up on it, and it's just becoming very frustrating nowadays. And it's frustrating. But with these kind of things, I realize like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm relating a lot more to what the other people with this kind of issues also have. Now I'm like, oh, okay. And then I remember, oh yeah, this is part of the traits of being having a new different neurotype. This is as much sun I will get, I think, because it has been extremely humid and foggy this past few days, and the fogginess is insane. It basically one of those Sydney famous chill to the bone type of cold weather. Like the temperature itself is not too low. It's only like 18, 17, but the humidity level is 199 or 98%. So for me, for this body, it should be like warm on the outside. Like it's warm on the outside. I can tell it's warm on the outside, but it is like icy in my body, in my muscle, in my bones. It's like my head couldn't understand it, but I realized like, oh yeah, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. That's my life for a little bit. I don't particularly have any life, to be honest. My mind is, I think, has given up on complaining or trying to flagellate me, meaning like trying to whip me into self shame, into shaming myself into doing something. It's like, you know, maybe a couple years back, or a few years back, or even up to last year, maybe like I would be whipping myself or like abusing myself in my head when I stayed in bed until like 2 p.m. or until 5 p.m. because I don't have the energy to do anything, and I'm exhausted. Basically, when I wake up, I'm exhausted. Um and in the past, I would definitely, and like, I would complain to myself because I know like no one's gonna help me out anyway, so why bother complain to a human being. And complain about the same thing. When will this poverty break? So I'm basically having a pity party with one person, me. And then I would also blame myself, like, why don't you just look for a job? Why can't you just look for a job? Why can't you just be like everybody else? It's like, why are you making so much excuses with your life? Why are you like staying in bed if you said that you want to change your life, make money, blah blah blah? Or like go to the doctor, get some money, get some medication, or like get on some plan or something. It's just exhausting, and I think I have reached that level of exhaustion when there is no more energy is actually can be given to that voice, because it's like the energy is getting smaller and smaller now, and the reserve of that energy is completely at crucial level now. And even now I'm trying to not make myself panic. But like yesterday or 2 days ago, I was having a lot of anxiety. I woke up with huge anxiety, and I felt like the world is going to die on me and is going to collapse on me, and the dread and everything. It's like the usual anxiety that I really hated. But I feel also because the exhaustion has kind of permanent have make itself permanent in my life, that and also the dissociation as well, that my I'm laughing because I don't know, I'm playing a lot of roles inside my own head. I'm watching myself as an observer, I'm also the one that is a victim, I'm also the perpetrators, I'm also the cheerleader. I'm all playing all of these roles in my own head. Anyway, like even when I was like in anxiety and stuff, like my brain is like, oh, anxiety is here again. It's like it's bored now. The sound of my brain having an anxiety inside my body, even when it's having a full blown anxiety attack, is boredom. That's the phase where we are at right now in my boredom. And it was just like, okay, are we having anxiety today? Okay. And it just puts it aside as if that's just facts. That's just what my body is doing right now. And I can't do anything about it, to be honest. So my brain just decided, oh well. And then it just did what it wanted to do. So what it wanted to do was just trying to, like in the past when I have this anxiety thing, I would just stay in bed or stay like just laid on the couch and do like EMDR for hours and hours and hours, right? I would try to regulate myself back to reality basically. But on this day or 2 days, 3 days ago, when it happened, my brain was so bored. My brain bored with anxiety, not bored with life and stuff, but like, well, maybe, but that's a different issues. Like it basically all right. Is having anxiety? Let's just run EMDR for like 20 minutes, and I will do that. Like so, we are not like ignoring you, anxiety. We're not ignoring you. Okay, you're here, like you're loud and you are basically taking the body over, and I can hear the loudness of your chest basically pumping its heart out at an extremely rapid rate. Like I can't ignore you even if I want to. So I'm like, all right, let's just do the AMDR for like 10 minutes, the buzzing one, TriSense. If you are new here, you can just Google it. It's free. It's helping me with anxiety and a lot and stuff for the past few years, couple of years. So it's definitely something I still use to this very day. There's no sponsorship or whatever. I wish, I don't know though. Can I deal with sponsorship? Like because that's a demand, right? And I am a demand avoider. Um, and then my body just go like, okay, I still need to eat. It's like a body is under. So it's just basically like it acknowledges it's there, but it's not like putting it in the main kind of center. It's not like it's not allowing it is not probably, it's like, yeah, we're there, but I think like I also want to do other stuff today, and I don't want to lay in on the couch. But I think this is also a privilege because for me personally, because when this was happening, I could do other things. While in the past, I couldn't. Well, in the past, I couldn't. It was just too overwhelming. Like the whole limbs, the whole nervous system, the whole system was hijacked with anxiety attack. But this on like recently, it wasn't like that. The anxiety was there, but I was still functional. Like I could still like it's as if that there are two layers of it. The anxiety is at the core of it, and the outer layer is okay. So in the past, it's just taking all the layers. Like there is no space for other things. It was just anxiety, just this massive blob of anxiety, taking over. But on this day, it was okay. Like the anxiety was at the core of it. The outside was still okay. It wasn't um as it's contained in a way. So I was like, so the brain was like, okay, it's there. I acknowledge it. The fear is definitely becoming extremely creeping, and your body is. I could feel the cortisol. I could have all these negative thoughts and all these doom and catastrophizing thoughts here too, like everything. So it's like, okay, you're here. I'm acknowledging you. But your body is not fully frozen. So I can still do stuff. I feel like that's what the brain is saying. It's like, today the anxiety is not cutting off your limbs. So I'm gonna take your limbs out of for a walk outside. So that's what it did to my brain. Just like, all right, let's just get groceries and walk around a little bit. And yeah. And then I remember like when I was taking groceries, I had like an ice cream or something. And then um so just be clear, okay? The vlog is just what I want to show people. Not the one. The vlog is when I am kind of regulated, when I actually have energy. So the vlog is more nowadays anyway. It's not like before where I just vlog everything, which didn't really produce me any results. So now it's much more regulated. Like I'm shooting it when I'm regulated, so when I'm not like frantic or trying to take care of myself as well. So it's like it's healthier this way, I think, is because I need to take care of what's going on without having to worry of how what I need to record and stuff. But anyway, like when I was having like this ice cream, and I'm like, I didn't really want ice cream, but someone gave it to me. So I'm like, okay, I am having ice cream, and as I was having ice cream, my heart rate goes down a little bit, and I realized maybe this anxiety has something to do with a low blood sugar level. I was like, maybe because like I was eating it and the sugar and the fat goes in and the body comes down a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe like it was definitely anxiety. But in this particular case, I was like, maybe this is blood sugar level related anxiety, which was kind of relieving for me in that period, in that time, like for that particular time, because I feel like, oh, okay, it was helpful by just eating something and then sugar and fat, basically it reduces anxiety as I was eating it. So it was instant. It wasn't like I finished and then the anxiety is still there and then a few hours later I got better. No, it was like I am eating it and my heart level goes down like as I was eating it. So I'm like, okay. So that's like the connection was pretty instant. So that's how I deduce it, which is doesn't really need a lot of brain power. um, but that's like from the physical aspect of things, and I think like that's also important because like anxiety when it's physical, when it's extremely like acute physically, it's really debilitating and it definitely makes you feel like frozen. And when the freeze is like settling into your body, that's like what I my opinion is like that's worse because everything is just feels like I've said this so many times, like it's as if that millions of ghosts basically attacking you. You are the center of attack and you become cold. Because in Chinese tradition, or in East Asian tradition, ghost is yin, which is cold. Like you can see, I think I have like this. I read this manhwa called Money Shanism or Money Shaism, shamanism, monism, something like that. Like it's a shaman, mudang, and money. So it's like shamanism or something like that. I stopped reading it after a while because whatever it was, like update maybe chapter 14 or chapter 20. It's a manhwa. I read a lot of manhwas. I read every no, well, not really, but I read a lot of genres of manhwa, like murim, which is martial arts. I don't read the Chinese ones though because only a couple because the Chinese one is the translation is bad. Let's just put it that way. Um, and it's also like 400 and 500, and usually it involves great grandfather or great grandmother, and then their great grandchildren, great grandchildren fighting with the other great grandchildren of the great grandparents sibling. It's like in my head, I'm just like, this is too much. Um, so like, but the other genre. I don't know how to use I don't know how to say it. Genre. Anyway, genre. Um, just the usual romance, soju, adventures, isekai, reincarnation, villain. But I really like childcare manhwas are really my favorite probably, um, because it's just self medication, I suppose. Also, what else? But yeah, anyway, back to anxiety. Well, in the shamanism, in there, in the manhua itself, it's basically saying if you when you're practicing the shaman practice, like because the protagonist is a baby shaman when the whole thing started, so like the mentor shaman was saying like, did the room feel cold? Because that's how you know like ghosts or deities have come in, is when suddenly the room temperature dropped into a freezing temperature. So that's like the yin aspect of it. Like yin is the female, which is the receiving, and which is usually cold, and yang is fire, like sun is yang. And if you want to repel ghosts, you basically become more yang in your body, which is in the TCM, which is in the traditional Chinese medicine. Yang food or yang things, yang drinks is one that heats up your body, and the more yang you are, the more vital your body is, and therefore it's less likely to be, attacked by ghosts. Because if it goes attached to you, your vitality decrease so much. So that's like where the metaphor that I'm telling you come from, so that you have a background of why I'm saying like it feels like there is millions of ghosts attacking me into this one spot and I'm frozen, because it is literally the sensation of being frozen, like from like a sub-zero type of sensation where your body is can't move, can't do anything, because it is icy. It's an ice block, basically everything is frozen, so that you can't move. I don't know what was the point of that, but yeah, that's the feeling that I would usually get, and lately I still do get it sometimes, but not to the point where it's bad. But at the same time, I also can separate between anxiety, which is very physical like that, to anxiety that is what is mostly what I have, in general, which is like nowadays the anxiety is in my head a lot more than in my body, which is, I don't know if it's better or not. It is dissociating to some degree, because I can have the anxiety but still function to some degree, which is from the normal person perspective, the person that lives in on earth and in the capitalistic society. This is a good thing, because that means you can still do stuff and have being productive while you having your mental health breakdown inside your own head. But I don't know. I really don't know whether it's a good thing or not, to be honest, because um, I prefer for it to not to be there at all. Don't we all? Also, I think I'm such a stingy ass when it's come to spend money, right? Because like every single money is precious. But this month I actually spend money on something that is not food. I spend money on this thing called subtitle extractor, which is basically, most of my vlogs, they have like burn in subtitles, and I'm using everything that I'm using because to be honest, I really want to upgrade a lot, but I don't have cash. I don't have money. I don't even have money to buy food most of the times. Um, it's not a complaint. It's just the way it is right now, and I am still alive. Um, I want to buy like DJI Pocket Osmo or like a iPhone or whatever. But but even if I have money now, like 2 grand, I probably wouldn't buy those. Why? Because I am so afraid of my appliances going to break. So I need the money to actually buy new appliances. uh, and also need to pay like expenses and everything. Anyway, that's not the issue. The issue that's not the point. The point is I am really careful with my money for now. But anyway, I paid money to basically for this thing called subtitle extractor, where they extract the burn in subtitles on the video, and then you can export it. You can export it and then import it into your, I don't know, computer or your phone, whatever, and then I can re-upload that to YouTube. So basically, now if you press the closed caption, the subtitle that was burned into the video can exist in the closed caption thing. The thing is, I don't have like I can do this for free if I use other software, if I am in like in my if I use computer probably to write my subtitles and everything. The problem is the video editor that I'm using on my mobile, which is pretty common, don't have any SRT, like which is subtitle um, extract, like export. I know this sounds very technical, but like, so I am paying for convenience basically, for so that my workflow is I don't have to dedicate like, I don't know, 60 hours just to figure out how to do it for free. And it cost me like, I don't know, $35 or something for 100 hours, meaning like 100 hours worth of videos. I can extract the subtitle and then put it into the closed captions, because this is what I do for fun, because I want the closed captions to be there so that I can just click auto translate to other languages, and I am putting it to, I don't know, Japanese, Korean, because that's what I wanted to do ever since like I just started like the YouTube, like even like 5 6 years ago. I wanted to have it like a bilingual kind of closed captions, but I don't have the energy to do it myself, and I don't know how accurate it is. So is solving my a lot of my desire. I don't think it's a problem to begin with, because most of the audience, I only have like 200 views per videos anyway, so it's not like it's a huge audience. But I'm trying to hype myself up. Say, hey, we have like 675 views, 1,000 views accumulated for the past 10 years across 1,000 videos. When will I ever have a break? Um, but anyway, so yeah, so it is so I spend that money that I have to actually do the work. Like it's not like I pay the money and it's done for me. I actually still have to extract the subtitles one video at a time, which is taking so long. But I think I'm gonna do it up until, I don't know, maybe 2024, up until all the whole docu series that I did 2 years ago are in closed captions. To be honest, I do have like a gambling issues with this particular thing that I'm doing, which is the closed captions, because the gambling mind of mine is saying, hey, maybe if we put all the subtitles into the closed captions, YouTube is going to index my videos a lot more, because if you have the burn-in subtitle into the video, Basically YouTube doesn't know what this video is about, except for this, for the actual title and description that you have on the videos. But the closed captions give you a lot of metadata, which is like a lot of rich words and SEO and stuff, opportunity wise, for the YouTube algorithm to help you boost your engagement or your awareness, your channel awareness in the YouTube world. So my and then I'll talk to AI about it too, and AI was saying like, okay, if you want to do your silent vlogs, you also have to add to your five other languages, which is the biggest, which is German, Spanish, Portuguese, and Polish, and English. So that's one other. So these are the five languages that has the most audience on YouTube. Of course, English, and then because the Chinese use other social media a lot more, so they're not really on YouTube. They have their own ecosystem, I guess. But I still add Chinese, and I am quite. I don't know. I want to live in a Scandinavian country for a little bit, but I don't want to live there as only me. I want someone else to guide me to live there. As someone as like a buffer, like someone to take care of the whole transition thing if possible. Like, the one that actually deals with all the bureaucracy that is needed if possible. I just want to live there for like maybe a year and just be very simple about it. I don't want to move there. I don't want to permanently. I mean, like, I only want to maybe. So I have that kind of fascination or maybe infatuation still with the Scandinavian country. Not as much as I used to, because I did go there 14 years ago after, after I had like my nervous breakdown after my mom died. And that kind of took me off the infatuation a bit, because like I'm like, okay, I've seen it now. It's not like, the greatest country or the greatest thing on earth and stuff like that. Because I'm not part of the community, like, but then again, that's a maybe a personality issues, not a not a Scandinavian issues. um but I do like the coldness of it, because the coldness is very different there. In Sweden, I remember it was snowing, but I can still wear my thongs walking around, and I'm not, my body is not icy, doesn't feel icy. It's like here, it's like 18 degrees, it's humid, and my body felt icy inside. So it's a very different kind of cold in Europe, from my experience. Um, so yeah, I kind of want maybe to live, I don't know, in Copenhagen area for, I don't know, a year probably, because Copenhagen is down south a little bit. It's closer to Western Europe, like that's where the connection is. I think you can drive there. I think take a train or whatever. But like, yeah, but it's still Scandinavian, and it's but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, my so I put all my closed captions, including uh, all the Scandinavian translations, so Danish, Finnish. Finnish is very different, people wise. It's like a bit more sh- cold shoulder type. I'm not saying they're rude. I'm just saying, it's a very different culture, I think. From my brief experience there, which basically involved a snowstorm that we basically couldn't leave it or do anything. Um, and Norwegian and Swedish. so so yeah, so that's like my selfish, this is how I have fun kind of way, even when I'm poor. Yeah, this actually makes me feel a little bit happier in my brain, even if it has nothing to do experientially. with me. Like, it's not like I'm having something that I'm eating or something. It's not like a sensory experience where I am smelling something great or where I'm feeling it with my hands or my skin or my tongue or my eyes or my hearing beautiful melody. It's just a thought. That kind of thought. It's just a thought that makes me happy. The thought that, oh, this is translated into the Scandinavian languages. And I'm pretty happy with that. Um, but yeah, the process is extremely tedious, and I don't know, is my ASD sleeping? Because I feel like in the past I would definitely love this kind of repetitive type of workflow, but these days I am trying to be disciplined about it. I'm trying to do at least 2 videos a day, which doesn't take long, which only takes like 15 minutes, probably less than. um like, because the like the software is doing all the work for you. All you have to do is just press buttons, right? um but yeah, it's the idea that I might reach Scandinavian country uh demographic kind of makes me feel like, oh, there's a possibility there. And I guess that's the thing, that's the gambling mind, right? My gambling mind is like, maybe we can hit jackpot there, maybe we can hit jackpot there. It's like dopamine driven kind of gambling mind. uh, even that, my gambling mind is like very much business driven. Because I know German likes Australia to some degree. But then again, I'm Asian, so that doesn't really put me into the same category to which German really likes. Because German likes adventure, German likes the outdoor, while this channel is all about the indoor and grocery shop. Asian too. So you can't even maybe tell that I'm in Sydney, to be honest, because I just go to the Chinese places and Korean places. So everything is always have Asian accentuated um, uh, taste to it, like colors to it. Because like German is so outdoors, and I think like our skiing resorts are managed by the Germans in Australia, because we have alpine regions in Australia. The ski season is about to kick in soon, so everyone is going up to the alpine mountains, which is Threadbare and Perisher, and we have more alpine mountains than German, I think. And yeah, because they are the expert. I think they manage them a lot. Um, I wish we capitalize on that a lot more. Like, I wish we make like a whole like village, like proper village. Like, we actually make like a proper winter village. Like, I don't know. That makes it fun. That makes it like as if that it is a proper winter type of, not heaven, I guess, like, oh, right, like, but then again, probably very difficult to run because it can only run like, because during summer all the snows probably melt away. um like, probably like as if that we are in the middle of Europe somewhere, and it's proper winter time, where it's just a very different image than Australia, I guess. In Australia, in general, winter is something you have to go through, and summer is something that you look forward to. Uh, Maybe like if we can do it differently, it will be very good. Like, maybe we can get like a different type of tourism to Australia, like winter tourism in Australia, like the best thing. So I feel like maybe we are missing out on that. I feel like we could capitalize on it. I'm money hungry now. I'm money hungry in my mind because I am pop. I'm poor. I'm imagining it, like, like, if can it be done cheaply? I don't know. Maybe you can. Like, maybe you can get one of those tiny homes manufacturer, and then make sure that everything is insulated, of course, because it's cold in over there. I mean, it's still in New South Wales. It's like I think the Alpine region is border New South Wales and Victoria. So it's down south because we're in the southern hemisphere. So in southern hemisphere, the south you go, the further south you go, the colder you are. Because everything that is equal to the equator is hotter, which is why it's on the north, in the north hemisphere, on the Europe and America and stuff. If you go south, it's hotter because that's where the equator is. I don't know why I always have to sound as if that I'm educating people. I'm just telling you like how my brain works. That's basically how my brain works. But you know what? Today, surprisingly, I am not complaining as much as I thought I would. Do you? I am still anxious. I am very, very anxious. But the anxious is not here. The anxious right now is over here. So maybe that's why it seems like I am relaxed because my nervous system is okay. Today, anyway, in this second, anyway, it can flip. That's how I know like things can just flip in an instant. I was like crying. I can't even talk to AI anymore. Now AI is becoming really annoying. I'm bitching about AI because I don't have friends to bitch about. um, because I was telling the AI yesterday, uh, AI, whatever it is, I just cried out loud. And then he gave me like a lifeline helpline number. It's like it's protocol basically instructed it to be. And I'm like, if every woman on her period calling upline because they're crying and they're feeling like I can't do this anymore. It's like helpline was shut down because that's like 3 billion women basically crying every time they're having period breakdown. It's like I'm so tired. Maybe will this change? Maybe my mood is swinging. I don't know. I'm not pathologizing everything as much, but my anxiety is definitely there. This week or well, the past 2 weeks since last week, I no since maybe yeah since maybe like a few this month probably, but the peak was maybe last week. I have been fretting over the fridge because the fridge sound like it was dying and stuff, and then the way it made the sound was really scare me, and it just sent me into this trauma loop again. I think this is like maybe but then again also have had been having a lot of pressure, okay, like, and then it kind of just adds up, and so it is still happening in the background, and I am still having a lot of that. But I guess, as I said before, my brain is kind of bored with the fact that my life hasn't moved up an inch or like haven't improved an inch. So because there's no solution in my brain, it's just like we can't, if we are trapped inside this cooking pressure pressure cooker, this pressure cooker, we can't also attacking ourselves. I think like it made that decision. I know I sound like as if that my mind is a separate entity than myself, but it kind of is because I think it is making the executive decision for me, and because if it left it with me, I would definitely do the opposite. I would definitely make myself so scared and shitting everywhere because the catastrophizing will definitely make me send me over the edge. So I don't know. I don't have split personalities. I know that because this is definitely not a personality. But I guess like there is a lot of split roles inside my brain, which I am grateful for, I think. Oh, this sun is good. I'm adjusting to the sun now. I think like it's getting towards what, 3 p.m. now or something. This is good. This is what's good about winter. When the sun is good, the winter is good. I am still nagging myself. I need to make money. I need to make money. I don't know how to make money. There's a constant fight in my brain. If money is triggering for you, I think you should skip this phase. I think maybe. I can sense the urge of this bitching about money right now. So this is money bitching sessions, which probably not gonna be good for you if you also have financial anxiety. So trigger warning. Oh, okay. Let's just bitch about it first, and then we talk about it. I finished watching the way we all are. I think that's the title. I don't know. I think there are multiple titles. It's basically Korean drama. It's like slice of life about Hwang Dong-man, which is a aspiring film director that haven't really made anything of himself for the past 20 years. Now he's in his 40s, and he hasn't made any kind of film or movies. So his life is so pathetic, blah blah blah. So this is like the bit, like this series is basically highlighting that end tale of that particular period of his life. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to talk about as well. But watching that, I felt seen, and I think like a lot of Koreans, I think also felt seen. Um, I think it's made for people like me who are like the main character in the series, which is we've tried to break into a dream or whatever it is to make it work for past 20 years. And we've seen a lot of people, and in his case, like all his friends already made it their debuts, and they already made monies, and the typical millennial in their 40s, basically like me, while Huang Dongman, the main character, is in his 40s and still living in poverty, and there's no sight that his luck is going to turn whatsoever. And I relate to that. I am in my 40s, and I my in the past 20 years and my whole adult life, I haven't made any kind of break that is enough to launch me into the same status as my friends, who are basically probably now running companies and also in their peak careers, because they've been at it for 20 years and stuff. So I'm not saying that it's unfair for them, unfair for me not to have things. But yeah, so I was gonna bitch about money, but I don't know. But poverty is, I think I have accepted my fate as a poor person, as a people person in living in poverty. And I'm still grateful for what I have right now, which is like people like being able to use facilities that are not mine. But there's always going to be the underlying threat that because none of what I have now is mine under my name, under my own, the result of my own hard work, that can always going to be taken away. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the desire is, to have money, is to have stability, and to have security, and to feel safe, and is to have something that cannot be taken away by other people or other people's mood or decisions and stuff like that. Like, other worldly stuff will still going to happen. War is probably could happen, financial crisis that tank Australian dollars to like zero, compared to like maybe like $1 of Australian is going to be only like point 10 cents of USD. That's a possibility. Or like the world is gonna flip, and now we have to buy yuan now a lot more, so that we have to own like Chinese yuan. That's also a huge possibilities. And with the way the world works right now, it's probably better if we all have to learn Mandarin and move to China. Uh, but China doesn't have like a naturalization process. It's not like that. You can live there, I guess, for like permanency, whatever, but you will still be a guest. Like my whole heritage as a Hakka people, I think, is Jews of the Chinese, the Jews of the Chinese, basically, because we are like Hakka. I think the word is guest people, the guest people, which means like you're always feeling like you're a guest in everywhere and you're not really in your own homeland. Oh, that is a trauma that I don't want to unpack right now. I'm just trying to not take it personally, all the struggle that I can feel like this. I think the word is attrition, 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 attrition. I think it's attrition, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, which basically like it's just a slowing erosion of something. So it's like, I guess in employment it would be a slow attrition is like when your boss, basically like if you have like five colleagues and then two colleagues gone away and your boss is not replacing those two colleagues, so the three of you have to take over the job of those two people that just left. That's like a slow attrition of staff, so it's like they're slowly like cutting away. So it's just a slow but surely um kind of like taking away of things. You can Google it, I guess. And I can feel that in my soul, in my spirit, and in my sanity. So I think my brain is giving me this kind of safeguard of, I don't think we can go there. And if we are going towards that really dangerous critical point of having no resources whatsoever, we can't panic now. So it's like putting a blinder on my like soul eyes or something. It's like we can't panic now. It's like, so I don't know. Oh, it's getting colder. I think it's getting, the sun is setting maybe. But the sun is still there. It's still up at this angle. I don't understand. It's just the temperature dropped. I can feel it. Like the temperature just dropped. Like I can feel like it's not hot anymore. It's no longer afternoon. We are approaching evening. But nowadays it's dark at 5 o'clock um in the afternoon. So 5 o'clock is no longer afternoon. 5 o'clock right now in Sydney is the evening. But anyway, like that's where I am right now. So if I think like my, even my soul, my mind is not allowing me to talk about how I am panicking about money anymore, because if I do, then my body will listen and then my body will follow with anxiety, and it doesn't want me to do that. I know, right? I'm talking about it as if that there are so multiple things happening out there. I'm like, there's like managers, nurses in my brain. uh but yeah, um yeah, I am handling better, but the situation is getting worse. But that's my problem, not your problem. So just pray, I guess. Like what I want. i am I am consolidating my superstitious practices now. Just pray for me so that my luck will turn around. That'll be nice. Oh, okay, so we're going to the K drama that I'm watching, which is like the way we all are, I think, or like something, everyone something worthlessness. I think that's a literal translations of the Korean title, but you can Google it and it will show up. It's basically from the same writer of Liberation Notes and also from my Ajushi. So it has the same tones of that bleakness, and it starts bleak and then it kind of slowly um take you out of that grim reality and into a solution type of things, but not really like in a over dramatic fairy tale ending. It's just like showing you that okay, this time when it's frozen, the trauma that creating this endless loop is ending, and the loop now is broken, that you can actually get safely out of the loop, but it doesn't give you that, miracle type of situation at the end. It is still satisfying because I think the K drama is about the journey itself, about that particular period of that particular character's um, life. So it's not aiming to have it's a typical Korean drama that is not aiming for their end as their destination. The destination is the journey itself. It's just the whole drama itself. But like this Kwang No-man, right? Like he's a film director, but he hasn't debuted for like 20 years, where all his friends have became someone basically. So he, even though he is like that, he is still criticizing all his friends' works. The one that actually did the work and published and made movies and stuff like that. And he's criticizing it with full efforts. And all his friends is sick of him, and they basically exiled him in the beginning of the K-drama. Basically, oh, spoilers, they also like basically saying you are forbidden to enter this space, because they just got so fed up with him and stuff like that. And oh, a moth just went into my thing, I think. Did I just kill a moth? Maybe not. So, and in the end, everyone was so fed up with him that one of the friend in his circle basically saying, you know what, I'm gonna help you make your movie so that your movie is going to crash. Because it's like basically saying, because they basically saying to him, it's like you can't criticize other people because you haven't had the opportunity to be criticized because you haven't made anything the past 20 years. So one of his friends was so fed up and was like, I'm gonna make sure you make something so that you feel all the experiences of the group, which was being criticized, being mocked, being ridiculed because of the movie that they make, because some are good, some are not, but you won't have that experiences where, the whole world is judging your creation because you haven't made anything. So this one friend is basically saying, I'm gonna make your movie, I'm gonna make your screenplay into a movie so that you can experience all the hardship of a film director. So he basically made his movie out of spite. It is spite that basically got him his lucky break. And it was the same with the main actor as well. He got it from spite. He annoyed the main actor so much that the main actor, even though the main actor didn't read his script, didn't know what it is about, have no clue, but because he annoyed him so much, he's like, okay, fine, let's do this. I want to know, like, I haven't done like anything annoying like this for a long time. So he basically got his break from spite. So that's what he was at, and that's how he got out from his winter. And there's a line in the line, just a very small line in the K drama where he basically said, "Oh, I think my spring has come." And it's just very little, and I think like no one notices it, but I feel like I noticed it, and I'm like, oh, can my spring comes too? That'd be nice because like I feel like I want what happened to him. I hope like what happened to me is not going to be like a lucky break out of spite, but I want like something that actually more natural, maybe just like because I am putting out vlogs out there, for example. I want things to work for me, and so it's not like I am not doing the work and stuff. And this is the only work that I could do that where I can do it when I have the energy to do it, not when I and not force myself into further debilitating issues down the line. So that's my wish anyway. I also bumped onto a viewer about, so they're probably not gonna be on this channel because that channel is still very small. This channel doesn't barely exist. It's like very tiny. Um um this channel is just for people who wants talking vlogs basically, and it's probably good that I should do this like weekly, because I need to do it weekly, because my voice box is basically needs to be exercised. It's like any kind of physical muscles that you have in your body, it needs to be used so that it can function. But anyway, I bumped into a viewer maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe, I don't know. So it's my second time bumping onto a viewer onto my like that watch my channel, and at that time I was basically having a nervous breakdown, not from the interaction, but because I just thought that I lost my wallet. I ran basically from World Square back to Dixon Center. Um, so that's about like a 2-3 blocks running, and so my my body was like, oh no, like having in full adrenaline mode. But like when I was talking to her, I my brain felt as if that it was like having an electrical storm. Like it was just fully lit. I was like, I don't know what was going on. I don't know whether it was from the adrenaline from actually running, and from the anxiety from like, oh my god, did I, do I have my wallet, like is it stolen or is it dropped, blah blah blah, blah. Like I found it, like the it was fine. But anyway, when I saw her, it was like it wasn't as weird as the first time, but maybe because again I was in shock over my wallet. But at the same time, I don't particularly. I think after the novelty wears off, I feel like yeah, this is good. I just have to be polite about it. Um, but like because having social status or having social acknowledgement was never the aim for like any kind of creative things that I do. The aim is always financial security and stability, because that's the only right now that's the only thing that I can do. That's also like true for like all my art stuff before, like in print on demand and stuff, like it's because these are the only things that I can do that doesn't harm further my health. So but I also make it but it also helped me reflect a little bit that, oh okay, even though it's only 100, 200, 300 views, like there are actually people behind those views, actual people that watch it. So I think I do need to be more intentional with what I am putting out there. Like I don't want it just to be like a trauma dump of my head, which is a lot. And also need to be not careful, but like I need to be a version of myself that is not as negative. But that's not hard these days, because these days negativity doesn't really, so I don't filter myself still these days. So it's easier these days because my mind is not as negative, I guess. But at the same time I feel like, oh, I just need to be more aware that actual people are watching this. But I don't know how that would change me though. I don't think so. I don't think it would change anything in the vlog making process as much. I try very much to not advertise like where I live and stuff now, and I think that was a good decision, because with this interaction, I realized like, oh, okay, yeah, people who visit like the places that I visit, which is Hurstville, um, maybe not Hurstville. I feel like Hurstville is safe for me for now, anyway. Um, uh, which is like Chatswood, and the city is probably more likely where I would see people, I think, because those are the only places where I go anyway that is quite frequent, the Chinatown area and also Chatswood. And Hurstville, I'm just in and out. Like Hurstville, people don't care. Most of them are Cantonese, so Cantonese people don't care. No, kind of like Southern Chinese is about money. It's not about status. Like, do you have money? That's what will save you face. Um, but yeah, I don't have any kind of assumption that people know me. At the same time, I did say something to myself, like in my brain, say something was saying. Maybe this is how I exist in Sydney. Maybe this is how I exist in Sydney's consciousness to some degree. Maybe this is my place. This tiny corner, this really tiny corner of Sydney. Maybe this is how I belong. Just by having this vlog channel is my existence in Sydney to some degree. Which is, I know, like, insane because like the channel titles are basically all like daily life in Sydney or living in Sydney, and it's basically Sydney targeted, but I'm only doing that because the AI told me to do that so that I can have like SEO channel checked into like the algorithm. Hey, my brain sometimes connects things that other people don't connect, okay, but my brain also don't connect things the way normal people connect things. Hard things are easier and easier things are hard. That's just the way ASD, sometimes neurodivergency, works. And I've had this experience my whole life ever since I was a kid. It's like I can experience it. I actually verbalize it as a thought. Like this, like there are a lot of things that normal people think are hard that is easier for me, and things that normal people are find it really easy, which is incredibly hard for me. Which is why I think most of us are isolated and excluded. Is because when we say things, oh, that's hard for me, while it's easy for them, they think that we are mocking them, which is not really. But I guess it's also come down to the awareness of different neurotypes, and also now with the cost of living crisis through the roof, I we don't know, we like learning neurotypes, learning new things is just pushed down like at the very bottom of the list, because oh no, it's gonna be really cold tonight, because I can see the type of clouds. I can see like in winter you can see like different type of clouds. If it's like stringy and stuff like that, it's gonna be cold, but it's gonna be like okay, not like danger cold, but like now it's like lumpy. Lumpy feels like, not here, but there could be snow. And if it's not snow, it's going to be hailing. You learn how to read clouds fast. Anyway, I think I talked too much. Oh my God, 1 hour and 11 minutes. Ha 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 ha. I think my voice box has enough. And oh, it's still too bright. I think that I said it too fast. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I will try to be here much more often. Hopefully, but no promises as usual. If you want to support me, go to coffee.com, and Valorine is gonna be in the description box below. And if you want to watch my silent vlogs, it's gonna be at the channel youtube.com/Valorine. That's where we put all our grocery shopping and everything and daily life in Sydney. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.